find the live stream. I screwed that up. Damn. That's weird. Oh, okay. We give this a few minutes. Boy. All right. So, not sure who's catching me right now, but I screwed up the first part of the stream. My apologies. Hopefully you can hear me. While we're waiting for more folks to come in, we're going to do some quick toy repair. We put up our tree tonight, and He-Man fell. Hey, Mary, what's going on? No, I'm not upside down. Should be all right. Or at least I hope I'm not. Let's see. No, we're good. We're good. Or at least it looks like it. Ha ha. You're just messing with me, huh? While we're waiting, I'm going to do some quick repair. I'll do it on this plastic. Eventually, I'm just going to open that and I'm not going to need it anymore. Hopefully, everybody is having a wonderful after Thanksgiving. I know I am. We got our tree up today, and it's been a little bit of a crazy day, but you know, we were trying to find nice. We're trying to find a new tree this year. We're gonna get one that was pre-lit, but we couldn't find like the one that we wanted, right? Like, so we decided we're gonna go with the one that we have now this year, and then I set an early timer to remind me next November to go shopping for a Christmas tree. Isn't modern day technology wonderful? All right, He-Man's repaired. It's funny. I have this He-Man, but then I have a Skeletor that's like twice his size. We've got all kinds of nerdy things up on our tree. We did have a nice Thanksgiving, Mary. Thank you for thank you for saying so. I we went to my we went to my sister-in-law's, and my sister-in-law always makes way too much food. Way too much food. Like I even made the joke. I was like, Ivy, how come every time dinner gets served at your house, it's like that first time it's like that first time Dumbledore says, "Let the feast begin." Like all the food shows up on all the tables. I swear to God, that's what it's like at my sister in law's house. It's like dun, 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 it's and 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 I forgot that she cooks with milk. uh, so I was a little tummy sick afterwards. Huh, my tablet wants to not work. What the heck? Oh boy. Maybe maybe it just doesn't work when it's not plugged in. Dang. No, there we go. It's starting up. I had everything set up, so naturally nothing's working. uh, you enjoy cooking? Did you cook for everybody this year, Mary? I I'm always glad when I don't have to cook. Like our house is so small. Hmm. Give me 1 second. I am trying to log into my freaking account. Of course I can't. Oh my. Hmm. Bear with me, kids. I am for some reason I'm freaking locked out of my stupid iPad, or well, not iPad. It's a Google tablet. Hmm. Come on. Google is so slow. All right, there we go. All this just so I can read comments. It's a good thing I don't do lives all the time. Yeah, so I haven't really had time for much lately. I've barely been having time to put videos out, and like I'm doing that like in like tiny little spurts of free time that I have in between my shifts where I'm working. Like I'm working at a candy factory, and I do a 2-2-3 thing, and oh boy, is it crazy annoying. There we go. You're cooking for Christmas too? Good lord, lady. You are a busy lady. I think we're probably going to start with Torch tonight. Put Torch up here. Yeah, well, and since starting this new job, like I haven't had time for anything. Like I I'm kind of like in between like stuff like where I'm constantly like trying to make sure that I'm spending time with the kids, right? You know, like my kiddo, she's always involved in a lot of different stuff. So it's like that's really honestly like that's the most important thing is that I'm there for her, you know, and doing the videos and stuff like that here and there whenever I can. I like it. I can appreciate the time that I get to do, my craft. But for the most part, I'm just more worried about the kid. So my wife and I, we focus on that right now. It's a good time, like she's been doing pretty good. She's doing good in school. She's doing good in all of her extra stuff. So I guess we're doing the right thing by her, you know. Yep. Yeah, kids come first, then wifey. You know, we have a few date nights planned here and there. The other night we took our daughter on a date night. We took her to see a live slash movie performance of Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I mean, like, I'm just gonna say this much. Like, I know Rocky Horror is not exactly for kids, but 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 we took her with the idea that we were doing this because she's into theater and she's an actress and a performer, and we want to make sure that she's learning some of it. I'm gonna say this much: I forgot just how much adult language happens in a lot of these performances. So that was a little weird. All right, hang on, I gotta grab a knife. pause the music. It just keeps sputtering. It's all right. I don't need no music. I'm musical enough. All right. Well, Mary, I know you've been waiting a long time to see this one. You're a big collector of the dreadnoughts. so I'm going to start looking at these. I'm doing the live stream thing because I have been, like I said, I've been falling behind. Like I think I'm gonna try and do another live stream with some Masters of the Universe figures, because I've got like 5 of those that I gotta open up. and then I got a couple of Street Fighter figures, but I gotta do videos for those. And then I gotta work on my couple of end of the month or end of the year videos too. Those ones are coming up on me, so it's like did a bunch of shopping already. Got a bunch of shopping done for all the little kids in the family. Like we've got little kids in the family, so like shopping for all of them, it's a lot of fun because it's like, oh, that's adorable, that's cute. Like I don't want to give anything away, but I got a bunch of like monster trucks for like the little kids, like Hot Wheels monster trucks, and got some cute Sesame Street stuff for one of the little dudes, my little guy Connor. We got a bunch of stuff. Like I still haven't bought a lot of stuff for my daughter yet. We haven't gotten a ton for the daughters, either one of my daughters yet. So I'm working on that. I got a really cool Super 7 Ultimates Disney figure for my daughter, but I can't. I'm not gonna give it away just because there's a small chance she may jump in here. I don't know if you're gonna find Street Fighter figures at Walmart. That one might be a tough one. You might actually have to go online for those. Um, I don't know if you're an online shopper at all, Mary, but I remember a couple of years ago, like when they first came out, those Street Fighter figures. I remember seeing them at Target, but I don't remember seeing them at Walmart. Um, but I could be wrong. Uh, there are 2 new ones. Yeah, you got a few of them out there. There are 2 new ones. I think there's 3. It's DJ, Cammy, and Guile. I got Guile and Cammy, so I have to do reviews for those 2. Cammy, I've got to do ASAP because she's probably going to be in my booties of the year video. Because I don't know why it became my thing, but there's part of me that like I always have to comment on the butt of every action figure that I have. We're gonna do it with Torch. But yeah, the new ones, maybe hopefully they'll show up in big box stores. Here's the bottom art for anybody who is looking for that bottom art, or bottom information. We got all these things on the side that I don't know what the heck they mean. You need like a decoder to figure it out or something. Like I have no idea what that means. Like he's a pirate or something. And there's your QR code that hopefully doesn't go to a porn site. Or depending on who you are, maybe you're hoping it goes to a porn site. I don't know. I know you don't want to do that with them Wicked dolls. I hear Wicked.com is not exactly what you think it is. Oh boy, I feel bad for the people at Mattel who wound up getting into that situation. If you haven't heard, Mary, the Wicked dolls, they had a QR code on the side, and if you went and you used it to go to the website, it went to a pornography site, Wicked.com. If you wanna check it out. I don't understand how somebody didn't check wicked.com before they put it on there. But yeah, they didn't. You're looking for the Wicked dolls? Or am I just a couple of comments a little behind? All right, so I'm gonna start opening him up. This is Torch, one of the Dreadnoks. This is I've been waiting on him for quite a while, and I was really excited. Hey, what's going on, Jay? How you doing? We're starting to open up this here Torch figure. We got all this information. It's the same as every other thing they do. I wish they would just print this on the box instead of just putting more info on there. Just print it on the cardboard or something. You know, nobody cares. I really don't. I don't care about that information. It's useless. I'm sure they have to put it in there for some reason. There's probably some kind of liability or legality or something. So here's what Torch looks like in the blister pack. We got some cool fire effects with him. Let's see me struggle getting this out. There we go. All right. I kind of miss doing the singing while I unbox some of the stuff. I know you do too, Mary. I know you miss me doing that. But it's like it's so hard to come up with a new idea every time. And like I don't want to just keep recycling the same ones over and over. Like with the music that I've been doing like fresh music every single video. It's honestly easier than it might seem. Oh man. Oh, the crinkle. The crinkle triggers me. I hate that sound. Oy, oy. I know you do, Mary. I know. Here, we'll put him up here. Maybe not. Oy. Maybe I'll raise that a little. Oh no. You can see all my stuff. Let's see. Try and lock it in place like that. Say that. I have issues. There we go. That looks good. I think that looks good. He does look good. He's a pretty decent looking figure. Torch from the Dreadnoks. I love the Dreadnoks. I love the fact that they're modeled after, you know, Mad Max style characters, because that's what the creator of the Dreadnoks kind of went with. Sorry. We got him now. Sorry, I was adjusting the camera. so we'll take a look around him here. I love the flame tattoos are kind of cool. He's got like the chains around, like, yeah, I know, right? Like, I honestly, I liked when Hasbro was just doing the paper ties and stuff like that, but they don't want to do that with, you know, the open windows. I guess I don't know. I think that's silly. I think that if you know, like, I appreciated the fact that Hasbro was trying to do less packaging, right? Hey, Bri, you made it in. Yeah, sorry about that. For some reason, it doesn't let you change the orientation. Like, I started this thing, and then the orientation wasn't set right, so I had to like exit out and then redo the thing in order to get the orientation. Or otherwise, I was going to be like recording in portrait mode, and I don't want to do that. That's not fun. But yeah, I think that I liked when Hasbro was trying to cut back on packaging. Like, believe me, today I was busting up about a year's worth of paper goods and boxes and stuff, trying to trying to clean up my basement. You know, in order for me to have more paper goods and boxes this Christmas. and it's just like there's just so much unnecessary stuff in all of these packages. Like I kind of like I want the companies to be a little bit more environmentally conscious. I do, especially seeing as that like the hobby itself is nothing but a petroleum product, and I'm already kind of doing harm to Mother Earth by having a bunch of action figures. So I try to make up for it by making sure that I recycle everything and breaking apart everything. But man, is it a chore? And it collects a lot of times because I get lazy and I don't want to break them down right away, because I try to separate the plastic parts from the cardboard parts and all of that stuff, and just to be good to Mama Nature. God knows, God knows the environment ain't getting much better. All right, everybody saying hi. Bry is actually a friend of mine in the real world. Well, not in the real world. I mean, obviously, you guys are all friends of mine in the real world. But like, he literally like lives like 5-10 minutes away from my house. Our daughters are our best friends, BFFs. We tend to end up doing a lot together as a couple of family friends. They're like our family buddies. So Bry always throws some killer Halloween parties. This year there was a live band. That's pretty good, actually. That was I don't know if I told you guys that or not, but that was a pretty dope party, Bry. I enjoyed hanging out with the live band. They were fun. I know it wasn't the original guy that you guys were supposed to have, but it was good. It was really good. And scaring the kids and all of that stuff for Halloween was fun too. That wasn't during the party. So so Torch comes with this cool blowtorch. Yeah. All wifey's doing. She did good. She did good. But yeah, this is Torch's gun. It's pretty tight. It's cool. It's got a little nub at the end because one of the other things that he comes with is a tube. Now I'm gonna say this much: I got those new Ghostbuster figures. That new video the most recent video that I posted lately. It's the small O-ring Ghostbusters. I don't understand why they couldn't do a hose like this with two hard pieces of plastic for the proton packs. If you watch my video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, it drives me nuts that they always try to like cheap out with the Ghostbusters and make like you know all one piece basically. So they'll like mold the whole entire thing of plastic in one piece rather than doing this kind of a thing with like a softer good hose. So yeah, the hose attaches to this backpack. Yeah, all much props to all the wifeys. Brian's wife's kind of a awesome lady. I like Abby. She's fun. She's a good friend. She she's a good mom. She's funny. She's always fun to hang out with. There we go. I remember her story about when she knew that my daughter and her daughter were going to be best friends is like one of the funnest little stories ever. She goes, "Yep, I knew they were going to be best buddies when they told me that they were going to go play witches and put babies in the oven." they were they were playing it was in preschool and they had like all these like kitchen playset things. and, and sure enough, that's what they did all the time. They would play witches and they would put babies in the oven. I have no idea where they got that idea from. But if you knew my daughter and Brian's daughter, like, you would totally understand why that happens. Because those two are weirdos. so so Torch also comes with two pew pews, these guns, right? Yeah, I have a feeling those two are going to be good friends for like a long time, as long as we don't end up moving to Florida or something crazy like that. uh God, I don't want to move to Florida. my brother is trying to get everybody in our family to move to Florida. My sister don't want to. She don't like Florida. She says it's too damn hot and muggy. My mom, who actually she has health issues, she does not want to move to Florida. She says she can't stand it out there either. I mean, it's nice to visit, but if you had to if you had to deal with the humidity constantly, like I remember when my brother got married, and he got married in May, and oh man, was it crazy muggy. So there's three different flame pieces that he comes with. There's this one, and then we got this little snubby one. I'm gonna start with the snubby one, like the tiny one. Oh, I'm not going to. I I got to move to a nicer spot in Indiana though. Like there was recently a shooting in our alleyway. Right? And like if there's not a motivator to get you to move, it's a shooting in an alleyway. Like right behind my house, like literally. Like we could have gotten bullet holes in our house. It was kind of upsetting. Like we've been here for I want to say about 10, maybe 11 years now. Maybe 11 years we've been in this house. And, it's been fairly quiet and very like pedestrian. All right, so let's put the next one in. But yeah, this time around, it made me and my wife go, all right, we're going to have to think about moving. My mother in law is getting ready to retire too. And we assume that she's just going to end up moving in with us. So it's actually kind of perfect timing. I like this one too. That's a cool looking flame effect. But yeah, I mean, some parts of Hammond are amazingly chill, and some parts of Hammond are not. And we're kind of in an area where it's usually pretty chill. I don't want to live in Munster, but I appreciate the invite, Bry. Munster's got too high of taxes. It's just I don't want to pay that much for a house out there. We're maybe thinking about Highland or possibly Crown Point, maybe in those areas, or just a different spot in Hammond. I mean, because like there's things about Hammond that I definitely like. I'm gonna knock paying a lot for a house and too much in taxes. I just don't want to spend that much in taxes. That'd be eating up all of our extra income. I would have nothing for nothing. Yeah, the flames are pretty tight. We're usually in a pretty decent spot in him. Like it is usually pretty decent, but we got to move. Like our house is not big enough to have my mother-in-law move in with us. Yeah, hey, listen, since Trump won that last election, we've been thinking about Canada a whole lot. I mean, here's the thing about Illinois. I'm going to say this about Illinois because and for those who are not familiar with our area, Illinois, yes, you pay in property taxes and stuff like that, but you wind up. I think it tends to end up being cheaper living in Illinois sometimes. Although Cook County is kind of rough too. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I do miss living in Chicago, but Chicago's nice to visit. Living in Chicago, it was always dirty and gross, kind of mucky. I want I want like a nice big piece of land too. So I gotta move further south than Munster. Munster still has the issue of plots, right? You've got small plots, normal, rural, or not. I don't know. Would we consider Munster rural? Are they higher than? Yeah, but I mean, you end up paying for it elsewhere in Indiana. Like, there's always these costs in Indiana that always catch me off guard, and I'm just like, are you serious? I definitely pay more for my energy out here. Hello. Then again, it's been God knows how many years since I've paid for energy out in Illinois. As far as Maine goes, years ago didn't need passports then. Oh, you mean going between the US and Canada? Yeah, that's gonna change. Trump's pissing off all the Canadians. Good old Trump. You can always count on him for one thing, making people mad. Sometimes I don't think there's enough people keeping him in check. Like my wife, I think she has it on the head and like nailed it. Like Trump lives in an echo chamber, right? People are afraid to say no to him. And they're afraid to give him bad news and stuff that he doesn't want. Maybe St. John. St. John, maybe. There's some spots in Highland. There's even some spots in like Hobart and Maryville. Like Sally could go anywhere. You know, my wife can go anywhere basically with her job. Like she could work remotely and do what she's doing. So I mean, it's honestly like if I stay where where I'm working at now at the candy factory, I we may just move closer out towards them. Who knows? I'm still looking for other jobs right now, though, just because I like the company that I'm working for. They're really cool. Like the people that I work with are really cool. Like everybody there is awesome. He's coming to Canada next year for a visit, maybe. Oh, I don't know. We'll see if Trudeau lets him in. Sounds like Trudeau wants to throw down with him. I would love to see a I would love to see a fist fight between them. That'd be great. I mean, come on, Trump's used to it. He does WWE. I think that was the only time I really liked him. Yeah, St. John or that's why we're thinking about maybe that. I want something where I can have a crap ton of trees, right? Like I want a lot of trees around me. Um, I would even love to have space in between me and my neighbors, right? Like a couple of blocks in between a neighbor. I mean, definitely like more rural, or yeah, more rural. Definitely more like not even suburban. I'm not even. I think if I had my dream home, it would be like in the middle of a forest, forested plot with you know with a pond on it or something like that. Maybe not a pond. I hate mosquitoes. but something like I want something closer to the dream that I've always had growing up. Where I wanted to have a forest around me. Yeah, yeah. He's not a big fan of Justin Trudeau. No, he is not. He tends to fight with them. I don't understand his whole thing about tariffs on all these countries. Like he's trying to get something out of them, and last time around it didn't work. Like he didn't get anything that he wanted out of any of these countries that he was like, I'm putting tariffs on you. And like it ended up if anybody recalls like the tariffs that he put on Chinese food and stuff like that, and like there was like tariffs that ended up affecting like all of the farm equipment, and so so then all the farmers were screwed anyways, and they had to use government money to subsidize the farmers to make up for it. It was just like, oh geez, here we go. Like he thinks that it's tough talk when he says, "Oh, we're going to hit you with tariffs," but really, most of the countries are like, "Okay, go ahead." Like, and the people that pay for it are all of us middle class folk. So I'm hoping this time around with Trump is better than the last time. I hope he learned some real lessons because otherwise we're doomed. Lots of fishing here, sports, lots of to do to see in Canada. I know, I see a lot. Like I watch a lot of like the outdoorsy type of stuff on YouTube and whatnot, and I love watching like some of the camping and fishing videos up in Canada. Like people say that like hiking and all the natural parks and stuff like that in Canada are just gorgeous. So I don't know. Probably not Canada anytime soon. I don't think I could talk my mother-in-law into moving to Canada. I doubt my wife wants to move to Canada either, unfortunately. But you know, we don't want to move someplace too much colder, right? Like I had posed Michigan as a long shot, and my wife was kind of like, maybe gets a little cold up there though. That was her only gripe about Michigan. It's beautiful up in Michigan. I've been up there a bunch last few years. Um, and it's gorgeous. Like I've gone toy hunting up in Michigan a few times because it's pretty much right down the road from us. He won't. He's not going to use any common sense, Mary. He he's lived his entire life entirely way too rich. Like the thing is I don't think he has common sense. Like, and that's not a rip on him. That's just a statement of fact. Like, I don't think he knows what real life is like, because he's lived such a freaking outstandingly blessed like life. Look at that. I'm gonna get pants like that. She might. You're not wrong. She might. I think for the short term though, the plan is we're gonna probably stay in Indiana. Um, I don't miss Illinois as much as I used to, like because I used to live in Chicago and I used to live in well when we first got married we were living with my wife's mom and we lived in Calumet City, which is not too far from where I'm at now. But yeah, there's too much snow. I like snow, but I like just a little bit of snow. Right? We didn't get any snow hardly this year. Every time it snowed out by us, it's melted. It's gone away. It's I'm so grateful. Like, my daughter is upset like crazy, but you know, all right, so we're doing toy stuff. So I got to show off this guy. Like Torch had some of the best details out of any of the dreadnoughts that they put for the classified series. Like he's just got like the little necklace here is pretty good. The weird choker. That's you know, hey, it is what it is. Um but yeah, like all the zippers and chains and the just the metal details on his jacket are pretty sweet. I love the spikes on the back. That's pretty cool. Like here, we'll show off. That's that looks great. I feel like they kept upping their game every time they made a new dreadnought, and they were like, well, we got to do even better this time. Like Buzzer and Ripper are really good. They're two of my favorite GI Joe classified figures. But this one, I think this one's gonna take the cake. Like he's pretty tight. Like we gotta put another pew pew in his hand. You're in New Brunswick. Not too much climate change, they say, I guess. Yeah, at least you're not up in where like over by like up north of Seattle where it's like been burning everywhere. like like holy crud. Like I never thought I'd hear the day where you heard about wildfires blazing through Canada. That was a new one on me. I, I remember when my brother was living in California. He was in this area called San Ramon, right outside. Like I want to say it was just outside of San Diego, either San Diego or San Francisco. I know there's a big difference. I just don't remember exactly where it was. But what I do remember was that I used to get weather reports. Like I have a weather report for everybody, you know, on my phone that I'm close to, and so like now that he's in Florida out by close to Orlando. So now the weather report still shows that instead of San Ramon. But we used to get weather reports for San Ramon all the time that said calling for smoke. I'm like, that's a weather report? like holy cow. Like what is going on? I told him like the one day because like the first time they moved to Colorado, right? And it was an area of Colorado where they used to get like torrential snow. So like there was always this fear that they were going to get snowed in, like seriously snowed in. Like snowed in like you don't know what getting snowed in is like. Right? So there was always that fear, right? So then he moves to California and it's nothing but smoke all over, every summer, wildfires and all of that crud. And then he moves. He's in almost in Orlando, and now every year we got to worry about him getting hit by a hurricane. I told him, I said, so help me God, if you move to Oklahoma, I'm gonna kill you. Because seriously, Oklahoma is known for all the damn tornadoes. Like, that just seems like his pattern. Like he moves to where there's torrential, horrible weather. I think they bought a house in Orlando, so I don't think he's going to be moving anytime soon. But yeah, and if he does move, it better be back out this way. but I doubt he's going to be moving anytime soon. All right, so I have to move to Canada too. I like your salesmanship, Mary. I appreciate it. I will. I'll have to sick you on him. maybe you can convince him. He does have a pretty nice. It seems I haven't visited his house yet, but it seems like it's pretty nice. He's got a nice enclosed pool and all of that stuff. So it's kind of one of those dream house situations that I can't begrudge the kid. He did good. He's doing what he wanted to do. You know, it's not what we want to do. but you know, sometimes that's how it works. All right, so Torch, we're gonna put you over here, buddy. Let's see if you can even stand. All right. So the next one we're gonna pop open here is, and I don't know if I should have done this one first or last. We're gonna open up old Scrap Iron. All right, you know what? We're just gonna set him down off to the side for right now, because Scrap Iron is gonna require some space, and I think he's gonna require some assembly. All right, so here's the bag. This is what he all comes with. He's got this crazy little rocket launcher, and I don't know why they show like he's got grenades as a feature. Like I'm pretty sure they don't come off. But yeah, we got this QR code that I know it doesn't go to anything. It doesn't go. It like goes to like Hasbro.com, and I think that's about it. Like it would have been cool if they had done like file cards for them digitally, and you could like go there and see it. But as far as I know, Hasbro does not have a very big team working on G.I. Joe. All of their toy lines have kind of skeleton crews almost. That one chick, what is her name? I think her name is Mary too, or Elizabeth, or something like that. I don't remember. She's a thicker blonde girl, but she tends to handle like all of their marketing, and she winds up putting on like a bazillion hats. So it's like I don't think Hasbro is shelling out the money for staff. So maybe the web stuff needs to, I got to have a realistic expectation for all of that. All right, so we're going to pop open Scrap Iron here. And Scrap Iron is one of the ones that came windowless, right? So I don't really know what he looks like inside for real. But he does come with a foot locker. I always thought this was fun. It was such a cool little idea that they had for G.I. Joe. Because it makes sense, right? Like, you wanna do a foot locker. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try and snip these. Can I? Pull it off screen for a second. Hopefully not cut myself. Don't worry. I'm cutting away from myself, Mary. Unlike your kid. Who always terrifies us every time he opens up a toy. It's like, oh my God, when's he going to do it? When's he going to cut himself? I fear it's going to happen. I think I do. Okay, so we got this thing, and then this pops on. Yeah, right. I try. I do my best. I definitely always cut away from myself. Never towards. I have hurt myself plenty of times cutting towards myself. Like, can't say. I guess I can't say I never have, but I try not to these days. Hopefully, Adam's doing well. I haven't talked to him in a while. It's been. It feels like it's been a lot longer, but I think it's only been about a month, maybe. No, less than a month. I've definitely seen him since I've started this new job, or well, talked to him since then. Hope he's doing well. I hope him and Toy Mama are getting on well. I saw that he did a stream the other day. I was not awake for it. Like that's my whole issue right now is I tend to end up being asleep when everything is going on. Although I suppose like when Eldor starts doing some live stuff, I'll be awake for that. so I guess there's a plus there. All right, so we got this thing. Here, I'll scoot him back. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Do these move? These do not move, or at least if they do, like they're rubberized, but I don't think they're made to move. Looks like they're just meant to sit there and look cool. Here, we'll put that up by him. All right, now we're gonna open up the Foot Locker. Oh, good. I'm glad he's doing good. I said hi to Jeff tonight. He was on what's the British dude? They were doing a live stream. I mean, he wasn't on it, but Bill was on the live stream. He was actually like in the live stream itself. Okay, so he comes with these things, which are like missile blast effects. Boom. That is a large piece of plastic. That's cool. I mean, I paid $14 for him. And I refused to let my wife talk me out of it because he was only $14. And normally he's like a $40 or $50 figure, right? Like I was like, no, I gotta get him. There's no way I'm ever gonna get this price again. And then so he's got these two other missiles. Wait, hang on. Okay, I see what that is. Okay, so I was looking at these. Comes with like this, and like you have holes at the top, so you can plug one of these missiles in, and then they go into the rocket launcher like that. That looks pretty cool. Like right on. Now let's put the other one on. So you get the two missiles, which is pretty tight. Those look good. It says laser guided. It's laser guided. That's good. I'm glad they advertise on the side. That way, once they blow up on somebody, they can figure out what happened. Oh, they were laser guided. Oh, I get it. And then we got two more like explosion effects. Like he comes with a bunch of explosion effects. I'm just gonna set these over here. Right? Because you got to make that sound whenever you have an explosion effect. Bill comes on at 12 a.m. out there until 2 a.m. Yeah, I would have fallen asleep too. Well, actually, nowadays I'm up all the damn time. So, like tonight, I'll probably have to force myself to stay awake because I got to work tomorrow. It does look pretty. It's pretty tight. Like, all right, so we're gonna take a look at Scrap Iron real quick. Half of his face is blown off because that's what happens when you mess around with exploding things. And there's those grenades that I said they're not going to come off. But that's a hey, Toy Mama, what's going on? But that's an effect. That's a feature that they needed to advertise on the box so that you would buy it. Not sure, not sure who decided that was. Yeah, we got to show that off, and then we'll show off the legs and everything. Standard double knee joint. No pins. There are no pins on him or Torch. Torch didn't have pins either. Helmet is right here. I know. I know. It's not scrap iron without the helmet. I know. I know. We're getting there. There we go. That's the scrap iron we know. Right on. And then he's got a sidearm or a pistol or a pew pew as I like to call them. I don't know. Some people get like some people get upset when you call a handgun, and they're like, "No, it's a sidearm." And it's like, "Ah, listen, I don't care what it does or what you call it. It's a thing that shoots bullets and goes pew pew." People get so really upset about it. Where I work, I met this one dude the other day. He is a big gun owner. He told me he's even got like guns hidden in his bathroom. And I'm like, why? Are you afraid like somebody's gonna get you while you're on the toilet? And he's like, yeah, yeah. I mean, you never know. Do you want to get caught without it? And I'm like, I mean, fair enough, but still, I mean, I mean, if somebody's gonna break into your bathroom, I don't know. I mean, yeah. So we get him spinning, and we bring Torch in, a little flame. That's how he got the scar on his face. He ticked off Torch. So, I mean, this thing has so many different little, like, you know, nice little details and stuff. The weird little launcher thing that he comes with is really cool. There's some really cool details on it, but it doesn't really do much. It just sits there and looks like that. Lead thrower. The gun is funny, but not so. Oh, and I was just like, I'm amazed. Like he was talking about how he started dating this girl, and she was just like, she was a little weary about the fact that he had guns everywhere, and he's like, listen, I'm not crazy. I just, like guns. He has like a bunch of different guns that he wears as accessories. Like some are like have gold inlay, stuff like that, pearlized handles. That like when I was a kid, I lived in Texas, and my grandmother actually was friends with a bunch of dudes that would always wear like a sidearm, almost like it was like a watch or something. So like I get it. I kind of get it. Well, I kind of get it. I mean, I don't have any guns, but that's not. I'm not against gun ownership. We just don't have any. I've never really needed them. Uh, Sometimes I feel like when you have a gun, you end up using it, and I don't know if I want to use it. Like what if what if I stupidly accidentally like shoot one of my kids coming in the house late or something. I've heard horror stories. Oh, you're not a big fan of guns. I got you, Mary. Like okay, so like we're open about mental illness in my family, right? And like my wife and I both have been hospitalized for suicidal tendencies. Um, my wife doesn't want to have guns in the house because of that. She fears that if she's having one of her lowest moments, it could go bad. And I kind of agree with her. Like I've always opted to perhaps we should get like a shotgun or a rifle, something that isn't exactly easy to use to do things like that. Um, and have it loaded, or not loaded and locked up, and it's emergency use only. But yeah, I like I said, like I live in America, where part of our issue with guns and part of our want for guns and the ability to own a gun if we choose to do so comes from the fact that like we broke away from our government originally. I mean, granted, that was like God, almost 200 years ago. but it's a deterrent from tyranny. Granted, some Americans go way too far with it. you know, you got these guys up in the Ozarks that are stockpiling, assault rifles. But I mean, like my friend Brian knows, I know that he's got a few antique pieces as well, like nice guns. So I understand where some people come from as far as like having a gun is one of those things where it's like it's a privilege and it's a right, and it's something not to be taken lightly, always to be done responsibly, and as long as people are like that, I'm okay with it. I know other people, friends of mine as well, who are idiots with guns. They have them on them at all times, even when they're wearing like sweatpants, and they'll tuck it in their sweatpants, something stupid like that. And it's like, come on, what are you doing? Like, you need a gun to go to the grocery store? Or oh, my sister-in-law was telling me about some neighbors of theirs that they invited them out to a a an ice cream shop out here in Hammond, and the guy was so crazy paranoid about. Thank you, Brian, for the history. The guy was so crazy paranoid that he wouldn't step foot into Hammond without his side gun or his sidearm on him. And I was just like, I live in Hammond. It's not that bad. I mean, granted, I did just tell a story about how two kids, and it was two kids too. It was like a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. Dumb idiots shot each other. One of them died. The other one is probably going to end up going to prison for murder. So, I mean, it didn't end well for either one. And let that be the lesson, I guess. You like the antique, ornately engraved rifles? Yeah, I think you've showed me a few too. Brian also has a bunch of swords too, and those are cool. I like swords. Swords are fun. I don't know if you don't have an aversion to swords, do you, Mary? Those are a little bit harder to kill people with. Although, I mean, some people are idiots. I'm sucking down a Red Bull too, because like I said, I have to stay up. I have to work tomorrow night. So on the night before I have to work, where I have to work all night, because like I work from like 5 to 5, like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., and it's rough. So if I don't like get my brain used to it the night before, it's even harder. But yeah. Having weapons at home, I have a bunch of knives like all over the place. Um, my daughter, being in scouts, she's learning, how to use a knife and stuff like that here and there. And so I don't, I'm not against weapons or any kind of, tools that would otherwise be a weapon. I I do love like cartoons where they show like somebody like Peter Griffin gets a gun and he's like, here you go, and he's like passing the salt by shooting at it or something. Like, yes, I know people that are like that. Like my one friend Ray, he got in trouble from the FBI because he was not stockpiling, but like he was stocking parts to make his own ARs with, and he would make the ARs and then sell them. And they had to question him and all of that stuff to find out what was going on, what he was doing with it. I mean, everything turned out fine, but I think he had to get like some sort of a license or something like that. But other than that, it was no big deal. But I was like, that's one of those ones that I'm not really supportive of, is an AR. Like, you don't need an AR to go squirrel hunting. Like, and if you use an AR on a deer, you're not trying to take that deer home with you. So, like, just saying. Here, we're gonna put scrap irons, pew pew effects. I like scrap iron. I'm kind of wish I had done a full on video review of him. But you know what? It's okay. I needed to get these out of the way. I do. I needed to open these because I've been sitting like scrap iron. I've had God since maybe June, and I just haven't gotten around to opening. Like I've got what 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 Masters of the Universe figures sitting here that I have to open up. I've got I've got 2 Street Fighter figures that I have to open up, and then I've still got to do a review for McFarlane's Penguin, and then I have Jada's Fireman. He's from the Mega Man line, and then I have Darth Maul from Star Wars, the Black Series. This Darth Maul, raw. I still have to do that review. So I'm behind. So I'm just I'm trying to get caught up with my figures because otherwise I don't have time when the coolest and newest ones pop up and I get them like I said, like I've got Guile and Cammy. They just dropped, just recently, and so far you can't get them everywhere yet. I do have a lot of GI Joes, Mary. I have I've got well over 50 of them. I mean, they're up to like 100 something. I don't buy every single figure. There are definitely a few that I pass on. Actually, I think it's well over 50 at this point. Um, God, I haven't done a count recently. I need to sort a bunch of my figures and try and I'm starting to run out of places to put them. And that's starting to get close to where I'm breaking the agreement with my wife, where I don't get them unless I know where I'm going to put them. A lot of action figures are hanging out on my desk. A lot of them. um, I've got a ton of Marvel Legends that only reside on my desk. So eventually, I'm going to need to get a a shelf unit for my Marvel Legends. I've been, I do. I need more space, right? I was talking about moving. There's lots of space in Canada, isn't it? I know it. I do need an actual because right now all of this happens in the basement, right? I've got my toy room is basically in the basement, and I like it. It's not bad. I mean, you know, but eh, we also have our cat boxes in the basement, which isn't always fun. And no matter what you Canadians say, the cat's ass is not always great. Yes, I worked it in. My cat's asses are not great. They are not. There's I got my one cat, Reggie. I let him out all the time because because when he does go into the litter box, I have to go upstairs. I can't stay down here because it's awful. I can either try to rig up something to where I separate, parts of my basement, because my basement is like all basically just one room. but but yeah, so like the litter boxes, when you hear somebody say rude as cat shit, that is real life right there. That is cat poop is rude. It assaults you. like like cats are so sweet and nice, but then they poop and it's like, oh, kitty, what'd you do? Like, and the one cat that I let go outside, he he hunts, obviously. Like that's part of the reason why he likes to be outside. But it is kind of funny in the morning. Like I will let him out with our dogs, and I'll let him out with the dogs, and he comes back in with the dogs after he goes to the bathroom. It's like, you're such a good cat, buddy. Thank you for going outside. That's just one less cat I got to clean up after, and we got 3, so One of them's getting old. She's like 15, 16. Yeah, she's like 16 now. She was a kitten during Hurricane Ike. I want to say that was what, 2008, I believe. So yeah, she's getting up there in age. Like she does the whole, she'll be in the middle of the basement, and all of a sudden she's just meow meow. Like, she she just meows like for no reason, and it's kind of funny, but she's like a little senile too. You're like, oh, kitty. Oh, oh, you're getting old. She's one of my favorite cats too. Like she I'm not gonna say she's sweet because she's not. And that's part of the reason why she's one of my favorite cats. Like she's such an old I'm just gonna say it, she's an old bitch. like you'll be petting her, and if you don't pet her the right way, she bites you. But not hard, just a little bit. She's just trying to mark you a little and guide you in the right direction. But yeah, like most people, when they come over, I'm like, oh, you don't want to mess with her. Good cat though, man. She is loving to us. Like whenever I'm like chilling, I'll sit down on our couch or something like that, and she knows the sound or something like that, and she like immediately comes upstairs and like runs over and tries to get the treasured spot next to me. You can tell when my wife and I are both at home because all of a sudden all the animals flock to our living room and they're like all over us. Like we got 2 chihuahuas and 3 cats. And I'm going to say, like, I take allergy meds because of our animals, right? I am slightly allergic to cats and dogs, but I love them. And so I deal with it by taking allergy meds. I also end up getting hay fever and stuff like that too. So cats are smart. They are, well, I mean, sort of. The one cat that goes outside, he's relatively smart, but he is such a blonde. Like he's an orange tabby, and he is a dope. Like he falls off of stuff all the time. He uh he launches himself at our window upstairs in our bedroom in the morning because the birds are flying by it, and we have an AC unit. Like we have central air in our house, but it gets so hot in our upstairs that we have to have an AC unit. And so he'll like I'll wake up and he's like hanging onto the AC unit, like clawed onto it, looking out the window, and I'm like, what are you doing, you idiot? Get down. Like one of these days it's gonna fall out of the window because of him. But he's super cuddly, and I always make jokes about how he is our Play-Doh cat because he'll let you pick him up and you can do whatever you want to him. You can nuzzle him, you can bury your face in his belly, you can like sling him over your shoulder. You could do literally, he will not complain. He won't meow. He won't even necessarily try to fight to get away. I mean, he'll be looking for his opportunity, but he doesn't fight you to get away. And it's like every time my daughter grabs him, I just look at him and I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. You weren't quick enough. You should have ran. Like she was putting glasses. We have these stupid pet glasses that my wife thought was just funny, so she got them. Hey, Jeff, what's going on, buddy? He made it. I like it. It's rounding out. we're doing we're doing 3 of them tonight. I opened up scrap iron and torch. I got torch over here. And now I'm gonna start tearing into the Techno Viper. I and we're talking about my cats. Because my cats are, well, they're a collection themselves. All right, so again, we got this stupid barcode. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like I've had a bunch of these for a while now, and I've just been sitting here, like not opening them because I haven't been able to get caught up. So I figured I'd do a live one. I'm gonna try and do another live one in a couple of weeks and open up my the Masters of the Universe ones, just because. They're all Masterverse ones that I've had for a while. I think it's like, what do I got? I got Merman, Triclops, and Leech. I've got Merman, Triclops, and Leech. Merman and Triclops are the new Eternia ones. Um, I keep like replacing all of the Revelation and Revolution ones with the new Eternia ones, because the new Eternia ones are just, they're definitely cooler. We're talking about cats, Jeff. That's right. You show up for a toy review or a toy unboxing, and you get cats. Don't worry, Jeff. We'll talk about some more cats. All right, so let's pop him open. Techno Viper. I purple is like my favorite. Thundercats, dude. I'm excited for those Thundercats. I don't know when those are supposed to be dropping though. Like the when Mattel is doing the crossover He-Man Thundercat figures. Those are going to be so cool. They're not going to get the same treatment, I think, as the Ninja Turtles. Is it next spring? I don't think they're gonna get the same like fanfare as the Ninja Turtles did, but but I think they're gonna be some outstanding figures. Uh, Something tells me they may not go very long with the Thundercats line, but I could be wrong. I mean, I know that there are Thundercat collectors out there. I just don't think that they're as prevalent in the toy community as people that collect Ninja Turtle stuff. Um, I like Thundercats, but I refuse to give Super Seven that much money. Like they already get enough of my money. I I have a problem with those reaction figures. Like I have so many of them, and I just I don't know what my problem is. I I I I like 4-inch figures. I like a figure that I can throw in my pocket and take with me someplace and just fidget with when I'm sitting around doing nothing. Um, and a lot of times those reaction figures really hit that button. They also have had a few really good lines, like their Sesame Street line is pretty awesome. Like I uh, I know it sounds weird, especially when a guy is opening up some GI Joe, talking about some Sesame Street figures. But dude, I love Sesame Street. Like I love that there are some of the kids in my family that are still into Sesame Street, and like I can do my Cookie Monster voice, and they love it. Like little dudes. Like my oldest, the oldest is he's 5 right now. Like, well, I mean, my other nephew, my brother's kids, they're a little bit older, but they're out in Florida, so I don't get to spend a lot of time with them. And my sister's kid, he's 5, like he just turned 5, and I don't see him that often either. But he's a cute little dude. I don't know, he's not too into Sesame Street, but he does like it. And then my cousin has a couple of little ones, and they're into those. Yeah, no, I highly recommend. Like, I've got Big Bird, Cookie Monster, and Oscar. I thought about getting the Grover one, but if it was a regular Grover one, I would. I'm not too I'm not too hype on Super Grover. And they did like Hooper, Mr. Hooper, which is weird because I barely remember Mr. Hooper being on the show. And what else did they do? They did Guy Smiley, they did Sherlock Hemlock, and the first wave was the Yip Yip monsters. This is Super Seven's reaction figures. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those NECA ones yet. I hear those NECA ones look outstanding. But yeah, they did. What was it? The Count, Bert and Ernie, and the Yip Yip monsters. And I have the Yip Yip monsters as well. The Yip Yip aliens. Those ones I'm still a little disappointed about those because I thought they were going to be something that I could like bring around with me. There is like a lever on the back of them where you can make the mouths like kind of function, and they're cool. But there's antenna on them that seem like they're going to break over time, and that just concerns me. So they don't ever leave my house. I have taken Cookie Monster with me to plenty of places, and Oscar has left the house as well. Right now, I have my 4 1/4 or is it 4 1/4? I think they're 4 1/4 inch Ghostbuster O-ring figures, and those are I like those. I also just got a Hiya Toys Spock from the reboot motion picture, like the newer one with Chris Pine. This one's Zachary Quinto or whatever. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know, but yeah, those Hiya Toys. I the first time I dabbled in Hiya Toys stuff was when I got RoboCop. Their exquisite mini of RoboCop, which was really cool. You may have seen him in some of my stop motion animation that I have done in shorts and stuff. I really need to get back to doing some of that, but like I said before, like I don't have a ton of time all the time. Now I'm gonna say this. I think they kind of ripped off Cosmic Legions with this, because this is like, I think this shoots out of his arm. It's like but maybe Cosmic Legions didn't do that first either. It is like a display that pops up out of his gauntlet, like computer thing or something. But this guy comes with all kinds of cool stuff. He's got tubes and guns. Oh, crinkle, crinkle. He's got a bunch of hands. I don't know if these are supposed to be. No, they look like they're attachments to the gun. Yeah, we'll show them all. We'll show them all off. This guy I was waiting on. I just, I love purple, and having a purple Viper is kind of cool. I didn't get an Alley Viper, and I know they're available. Like, you could get them right now on Big Bad, but I have not opted to grab one yet. There is one issue with the Alley Viper that I don't like, and that's the boots look terrible. They're like brown, and it just looks weird on the Alley Viper. You like the sound of the plastic? You are one of the few. So here, I'll just for display purposes, we'll put his little computer readout on his wrist. It looks like it can go on either wrist. So we will do that eventually, I think. But yeah, he's pretty cool looking. I remember the original Techno Viper not being nearly this detailed. It's kind of funny, like when you think about like the old GI Joe guys and what we used to have, and then when you go back and now you see these, and it's just like it's night and day. It's night and day. So he's got 2 spots where the hose can go, and he's got 2 tanks. So I mean, like, hey, if you run out of stuff in the first tank, you can switch to the next one. Scrap Iron is pretty good. Like, I like Scrap Iron a lot more than I thought I was gonna like him. It's that windowless packaging that keeps you from getting it. So here we can put these little dealies into the backpack. I like when you can do that stuff, like, whatever they come with. Like, that's one of my favorites, is like when everything fits into your pack out, and you don't have to have like a separate box for stuff. So, and then his gun thing. Hey, Rolando, what's going on? This thing has like, it's cool. It's all right. It looks good. Let's see. We'll put it in his hand. You're a little late, Rolando. You missed all the cat talk. I know. Bummer, right? Me talking about my cats. I don't know if it goes. I think it goes this way. Is that? I gotta look on the box. Probably doesn't show on the box. It looks like the tube comes from up top. Yeah, yeah. The dials are on top. These things. Or that thing. I don't know what this is. So, I mean, he also comes with a sidearm, kind of a sci-fi pistol-y thing. That looks good. I mean, I do like what they've done with the guns. You know, like as far as sidearms go. Like I do like that you can remove them, and I like that they fit pretty snug. Um, I don't like it when the figures have so much of this softer plastic everywhere that they get all crazy loose. Like kind of like Raptor had a little bit of that going on, and uh, well, and we all know Tunnel Rat. Tunnel Rat was pretty rough in that aspect. Um, hmm, somebody was giving me a idea about. It's funny while I'm in the live stream, I'm getting alerts about some of my videos and people commenting. And I'm like, huh, that might work. I don't have ADD. Getting totally distracted. So we'll put one of the little options on. I think that's how it does it go in there? It doesn't look like this goes in there. So is this like a hand? No, I don't know. That's weird. Or oh, okay. I think I see. I think it's supposed to these will attach to the tube. Ah, I get it. Okay. And then he's got like some kind of a weapon on the tube. Hammer and two claws. I mean, the claws are pretty much the same thing. I don't know why we get two of them. It's a different kind of gripper. He's an old man. He needs something to reach the cans of soup on the top shelf. That's what that is. He's reaching for the soup. I need to get my soup. I I mean I have some I got pew pew effects over here. So I mean I guess that fits in to that. That hose is just barely enough to reach. Otherwise, it pulls the backpack. There, we'll put him up there. Spin him around a little bit. He looks good. I really like all of the. I like all the purple is great. You can give me purple on an action figure, and I'm pretty happy. Um, but like he definitely hits the techno Viper vibe, right? Like he definitely has that feel. Um, I, uh, I, I, you know, he was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I didn't have him. My buddy had him, and I always tried to pick him when we would be choosing, figures, when we were playing. So I, uh, I did regret never getting him as a kid. So now I got him, and I'm happy. Scrap Iron I didn't have either, but my one of my buddies had him, so I played with him plenty. But I did have Torch. I did have Torch. Um, as far as I recall, I had almost all the Dreadnoks. I didn't have Zanzibar and the dude with the green mohawk that came with the what is the vehicle's name? The Mean Machine or whatever the heck they were calling it. You like purple too, Mary? Good. Yeah, purple's a good color. I like it. I there's not enough purple in the world. Purple always tastes good too. At the factory that we make, one of my favorites is the purple gummy bears. So it's always good to have a purple gummy bear. All right, let's put these 3 up here. Yeah, no Joes. I just got Cobra operatives today. Oh no. Get back up there. Don't fall. He's gonna fall anyways. Should probably stop it. Yeah, let's stop it. There we go. Stop it. And then we'll get them all standing. Doubt it. They're gonna fall as hard as I. Torch is the best dreadnought. You know, I was just watching some stuff. I don't remember who it is, but it's one of the guys that do a lot of toy history stuff. He's Australian. It's not Ken. Definitely not Gaieties. But they were talking about how like Action Force. Oh boy, yeah. Action Force over in the UK did not get Torch when they brought the Dreadnoughts over, which was like it made, I guess, a lot of collectors kind of upset. So like I guess Torch supposedly sold fairly well in the UK on this go around. Where is my? I got a stand that helps me. But I'm really excited for Xandar. I think is that Xandar, Zartan's brother. One of my favorites is Zorana. Like she just looks so good. Like they did such a good job with Zorana. She just looks she kind of looks badass. And I mean Buzzer and Ripper were really good. Zartan, I feel like they kind of shot their load a little too soon with Zartan. They should have held out and not done Zartan right away. Because I like the blue version of Zartan, the one with the blue padding, better than the one with the brown padding. I know that the brown padding is more regular release accurate, but the blue padding just looks better. Yeah, I mean, who else do I have? I've got, I don't know, is Crocmaster considered one of the Dreadnoughts? I don't think he is. But I do also have, don't see these figures here. I know. I know that, like, we got, what's his name? Nagahide. He's pretty cool. I kind of really like this version of I did not like Nagahide in the original series. Like I didn't like anything about Nagahide. He was like yellow and too blah, and I wasn't into him. My dad actually sold him as one of the like when he pulled out all of my toys, I was just like, I don't need him. I got my Storm Shadow version 2 though. Road Pig. I'm looking forward to getting Road Pig. I'm pretty sure he's available now. I just haven't had a chance to pick him up. Like I can't do the deluxe figures all the time. Like I've got like a 1 figure a week allowance. Like I buy 1 figure a week. It's about $100 I spend every month. He's at Target right now. I haven't seen him at my Target, but maybe I'll keep my eyes out. I've been trying to find. I've also been collecting the Simpsons figures from Jack's Pacific and Jack's Pacific. I hate how it always sounds like I'm saying Jack's specific. I'm not. I swear I know what that toy company is called. But I just recently ordered. I ordered Krusty the Clown, and I wanted to order Mo, but he was not available on Big Bad Toy Store. I don't usually order through Entertainment Earth, so I don't know if I don't know if he's available on there or not. I looked around on Amazon. You can find him for like $50. I'm not spending that much for a $13 figure. So I'm a cheap Pollock, so I always try to get the best deal I possibly can. Like I said, Scrap Iron, I got him for $14. And I bought him in store. I was almost not gonna get him. I was just like, maybe I'll pass on him. So I'm glad that when I found him for $14, I was like, yeah, I'm not putting this down. I'm trying to think. Like, there's some figures where I just couldn't wait. Like, I mean, obviously, Nemesis Immortal, you had to order him through Hasbro, through their membership pro. Or well, I think he was available to non-members eventually. Like, I think it was like 2 hours later he was available. But yeah, like, yeah, some of these you have to at the price points that they're at, because some of them are just like too dang expensive. Um, I probably won't buy any of the Night Force versions. I I I only bought one Tiger Force, and that's Recondo. But that's because I like the blue hatted Recondo better than the retro. I had both when I was a kid, but my favorite was the blue hatted Recondo. And if I recall correctly, I think I got him with the Dragonfly, or they called it the Tigerfly. I don't remember, but like, obviously, like my Duke. The second I had the version of Duke that came with the Tiger Force vehicle. He was a Tiger Force one, the Tiger Force motorbike. And the second the retro carded Duke came out, I sold him. I was like, "This is trash. I don't want it. I want the original." So, and I'm gonna say this much: the retro carded Duke is phenomenal. The head sculpt is still not perfect, but it is way closer to the original Duke. Um, and then man, that the retro card Cobra Commander, that one, that's probably my favorite GI Joe right now. It is by far the best. Like, it is so good. It's so, it that's it out of all my GI Joes, that's the one that's sitting on my desk. Like, that one's on my desk, like with Cookie Monster and all the others. I like to imagine him and Cookie Monster having fights. You know, uh, who else do I have on my desk? I've got like Mega Man and Link from Legend of Zelda. I've got Mario and Luigi on there. Not the movie versions either. I've got the older World of Nintendo versions of Mario and Luigi. And I've got just a slew of Super 7 reaction figures. Like, I've even got some of those, like the worst and stuff like that. There's just one that I love. He's a trauma bomb. He's a yellow, like, looks like a land, or looks like a sea mine, but he's got like gray clothing that makes him look like he's kind of emo. It's such a good figure. It's so stupid. When I pull him out of my pocket, I'm like, trauma bomb. People are like, people will look at me and just be like, "What is wrong with you?" I got some good ones too. Like, I have a Super 7 reaction version of the creature from the Black Lagoon. I am all, like, ever since I got the creature from the Black Lagoon's Jax, or not Jax, Jada figure. I'm kind of all in on those. Like, I'm pretty excited. Like, I recently just ordered, like, one of my figures for the week was Frankenstein. I picked him up. I haven't gotten him yet. He's still sitting in my loot box. For Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah, but I know I have too many. I have to try and start, like, getting rid of some of them, or like selling a few that I just don't really want. The problem is that I really like and really love the heck out of almost all of my collections. Like I have a massive amount of Masters of the Universe, like because I've got like five different Masters of the Universe lines that I've collected. Like I've got my original like vintage figures, then I've got the Origins ones that they released. Now I've got cartoon version ones. Have a good night, Brian. I'll see you later. Um, Thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for hanging out while I do this. Uh, yeah, I've got I've got the Masterverse ones. I don't have Classics or 2000X. I wasn't collecting during the 2000X years, and I honestly like I would try and go back and pick some of them up, but the only issue I have with 2000X is that they're very stylized in their poses. I didn't like that about them. Like when they were first coming out, because like even though I wasn't collecting, I still like would hit toy aisles and like see what was going on. Um, Loyal subjects. There's Masters of the Universe loyal subjects. Really? Oh yeah, like the oh what were those? The I don't remember what the heck they were called. They weren't Eternia minis. You have two. That's it. Only two Masterverse figures. But you have a bunch of classics though, right? Like because if I recall correctly, you tend to ended up you had a bunch of the classics. Yeah. I've got a lot of Masterverse. I don't have them all, but I've got most of the Masterverse figures. Um, 10 years of classics. Yeah, holy cow. Yeah, that line did run for a long time. Something tells me they're gonna try and squeak that one through with Masterverse too, but I don't think that one's gonna last nearly as long as classics. Like if I could get a hold of classics like for cheaper than they are, I probably would. Especially He-Man and Skeletor. Like classics He-Man and classics Skeletor are two amazing looking figures. Bring new ones out with the Space He-Man stuff. Maybe they did do like I'll be honest, like the new Adventures He-Man stuff that they did were pretty good. Like I liked, Space He-Man and Space Skeletor. Those were pretty good Masterverse figures. The one that I really like a lot is Slushhead. That is such a cool figure. Like he comes with like all kinds of crazy tentacles and he's just all over the place. Like that is a really neat looking figure. Um, yeah, classics did have the best He-Man head. You are absolutely right. yeah, yeah, Jeff. Like I I think that last He-Man head, the one that they did with Battle Armor He-Man, is pretty good. That one I think is the best one that they've done for Masterverse. A lot of people like the one that came with Thunder Punch He-Man, the Masterverse Thunder Punch He-Man, and I feel like it makes He-Man look like his mom might have been a potato. Like that's what it looks like. He's got like that potato face. Um, that one is not bad, but nobody really likes it. Nobody really likes the like it's so funny. It's like all Masters of the Universe fans are fickle for what they personally like. You get a few collectors here and there that are similar to one another, but man, yeah. But what else? I mean, Turtles of Grayskull. Like, there's literally like I think what? Let me do the count. Vintage, Origins, Cartoon Collection, Turtles of Grayskull, Masterverse. I mean, there's five different Masters of the Universe collections that are going. Not well, okay, not vintage. So four technically. But then within Masterverse, they've got like the Revelation versions, and then now they've got the new Eternia versions. And I guarantee you they're going to come up with some excuse to make another set of like Merman and Trapjaw. I like the new Eternia Trapjaw though. I think that's the best one they've done so far. Um, and I still haven't opened up my new Eternia Merman yet. I'm on the fence about Triclops. but we'll see. We'll see. There's a bunch of new GI Joe guys that are going to be coming soon that I'm pretty excited about too. Like I'm looking forward to getting Law and Order. Like anytime they do a figure with an animal, uh, that makes me super excited. And the idea of getting a globulus for for GI Joe classifieds kind of has me like going "Eee," on the inside. Yeah, Law and Order. Law and Order was one of my favorite. Like he was great in the cartoon. Like for the few scenes that he was in there. Um, Mindbender is an excellent figure. I got the Comic Con exclusive one, but the retro carded one is supposedly exactly the same, just without the extra goodies, which is like a brain in a jar and some other stupid thing. Uh, yep, to each his own. Exactly, Mary. Everybody has and that's what's nice, especially when you're talking to folks about toys. Like everybody's got their own like takes on things, and you're like, huh, I never thought of it that way. I guess so. Okay, I can see that. You missed the yeah. I'm still hoping that they do a. I know they will, but a retro card Serpentor. I did not get the Serpentor with the chariot, and I don't need the chariot. I'm not huge on vehicles. The only reason why I got the Tiger Force motorcycle. I don't even remember what it's called. But the only reason why I got that was one because I had it when I was a kid. But two is because I really wanted a Duke, and I it wasn't a bad version of Duke. He wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't what I wanted for Duke to look like. I wanted Duke to look more like the classic Duke. I feel like that's one of those characters that you can't really screw around with, right? Like Duke's got to look the same, Hawk's got to look the same, right? Everybody wants the General Hawk the same way that they were. Flint people were upset that Flint didn't look like the original Flint. So, I mean, we'll see what they do with the retro card with that one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I got to do some other stuff tonight. I got to do some domestic stuff. There's a bunch of dishes they're calling my name. But thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. And all my friends from the toy internets. Mary, thank you. Always happy to have you around. Jeff, I'm glad that you came by. Rolando, thank you for stopping in. Toy Mama, love you. Appreciate you. Tell Adam I said hello. You guys have a wonderful in between the holidays period. Hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks when I try to do my my Masters of the Universe live stream. I'll try and do that on a Sunday night as well. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I hope I entertained you, and you guys all definitely helped me entertain myself tonight. so I much appreciate it. I love you all. And as I always end my videos, I hope that you guys had a great day. If you're just starting your day out and you're watching this later, have a wonderful day going forward. And remember to appreciate those around you that love you and those that you love. And to play a lot, play with toys, play with video games, play with your kids, play with yourself if you have to. Hey, everybody's got needs. But play hard, kids. Keep on playing hard till the day you drop. All right. This has been Hyperdellic. Peace out, everybody.